What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing something a little different. I just recently did a foundation basics tutorial, but I've had a lot of requests for a more in-depth tutorial on how I cover acne. If you guys have been following If you guys have been following along for a while, you'll know that I am pregnant. But one of the things that, unfortunately, pregnancy has brought me is hormonal acne, which means doesn't matter how much water I drink, it doesn't matter how many times I wash my face, the acne is there because it's hormonal. So it's gonna be there no matter what. And so I've been trying really hard to find ways to cover it without looking cakey and gross, and I feel like I've done a pretty good job of figuring out a method that effectively covers my acne without making the rest of my face look cakey. So that's kind of what we're going to be focusing on today, is how I cover this acne, and hopefully you guys find it interesting. And if you guys struggle with acne as well, I'm hoping that this is helpful in you guys being able to feel a little bit more confident in your skin, if covering acne is what makes you feel the most confident. So let's get started. So first things first, take a deep breath and drink a smoothie. I've been on this crazy smoothie kick. So this one is mangoes, strawberries, cranberry juice, orange juice. So delicious. I use frozen fruit for my smoothies because it makes it a thicker consistency. But you can also use fresh fruit and ice, but I like frozen fruit. I think it works just fine. I've been using the book, The Blender Girl, with all the smoothie recipes, and they've been so awesome in helping me make sure I get all like my fruits and vegetables for baby and just for life. So I've been loving those if you are into smoothies. So you should try it out. Okay, moving along into my actual acne. So most of my acne is concentrated, as you can see, right here on my face. I'm having a bit of a flare-up at the moment. I don't know if you guys followed me before, but if you did, you'll know I don't really struggle that much with acne. I have had a couple spots in the past, but while I was on birth control, I just didn't really get much acne at all. I mean, like 1 or 2 a month, maybe. Now this is constant. It's just consistent. It's not around the time of the month because obviously I'm pregnant, so I'm not having a period. So my hormones are just here all the time. And so this is here all the time. My back is covered in it. It's so lovely. And occasionally I'll get some in between here. You can see my scarring over here. Not quite so much on this side, but definitely on this side of my face. And it's just kind of been surrounding my mouth, and then a little bit up here. You can see some scarring there. But these are active. All these little red ones are all lovely and active. So we are going to focus on making sure that they are particularly covered. So let's do this. So first things first, I'm going to take a primer. This primer, hello Isabel. This primer is the Rimmel Insta CC Primer Color Corrector. It is green because green helps to cancel out redness. So because I have so much redness around my nose and mouth, I'm going to put this color corrector in those areas. I'm not going to put it all over my whole face because I don't need it on other parts of my face. If you have super red cheeks or rosacea or other redness, you could put it in other areas. I choose to just put it on the areas in which I am the most red to try to counteract some of the redness from this acne. So for me, I just take a little bit on my finger here. Like I said, I'm not going to use too much because I don't really need very much. And just start dabbing along the areas that are the most red, mainly around my nose and my mouth. And then I just rub it in. Make sure you have clean hands. This doesn't help if you have dirty hands. So obviously it's not going to make all of the redness disappear, but I think it does help create kind of a more even base for me to put the concealer on. So now I'm going to grab a concealer brush. I am using a brush, not a beauty blender, for this tutorial for both my foundation and my concealer because beauty blenders are great, but they do shear out the coverage, and because I'm wanting maximum coverage around the acne prone areas, I'm going to use a brush. So to start, I'm going to cover my acne in a lighter foundation than what I'm going to be using on the rest of my face. So this is the Flesh Foundation Stick in number 5. And I'm just gonna put that on my face. I'm just gonna tap it all the way around my mouth, essentially. Down. Okay, good boy. I have to bribe my dog into being quiet during shooting. Okay, so then I'm gonna take this brush and really just buff this color into the skin. And this brush is a Luxie 660 brush, Precision Foundation. I use this one for concealer, but it works great for precision foundation like I'm doing right now. Okay, so I love this. I feel like it did such a good job covering the redness here in just a couple swipes, and it's just concentrated in this area, which means I'm not putting foundation all over my face or heavy concealer. Now, does it cover them completely? No, and I'll zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see there's still redness. I'll just zoom you guys in right now and turn the lights down. So you can see there's still redness here, but it's much less noticeable in this area. So that is good for me because this is just our first layer. Okay, so basically, I think my filming cut out there, but I'm using a BH Cosmetics 123 Kabuki brush for my foundation and my CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation in L30, and I'm just putting this all over my face like normal and buffing it out with the brush. Right over top of that first layer of foundation we put on, just buff directly over top like you would if it wasn't there. Okay, so now that we have that layer of foundation on, it's time to go in with concealer. So I am using my ColourPop No Filter Concealer, which has turned into my new favorite concealer. I'm super impressed with it. And I'm going to do my under eye concealer and kind of highlight the center of my face. I'm going to use that same concealer brush that I used in the very beginning. I'm just going to take my foundation brush and kind of buff that in to blend it a little bit so you don't have like bright under eye circles or anything. Okay, so last for the setting of our acne, I'm going to use my Urban Decay Translucent Pressed Beauty Powder. It looks like this. It's very well loved. It is a kind of an it's an illuminating face powder. I'm going to put it all over my face just to kind of set what I have down right now, but not matte. I never want to do matte when I'm covering acne because I feel like all it does is make my skin look dry and flaky versus healthy and glowy. I think when you're covering acne, it's a lot better to go the glowy route and the healthy route and the satin natural skin finish versus overly dry matte. I know it can sometimes be hard when you're oily. However, I think the worst thing that you can do when you're covering acne is to cover it so much and then layer it with, you know, mattifying setting powder to the point where it just looks you know, textured and dry and cakey, and I would rather have luminous glowy skin with a little bit of texture than dry cakey skin. Take another BH Cosmetics No. 3 flat brush. Stipple it on around the mouth first, so I get the highest concentration there. And then kind of bring it up around the rest of my face. So now your face is set, so you won't, you know, bleed through or smudge the careful concealer and foundation you've put on your face, but you will be able to just apply the rest of your face on top of it, and it shouldn't look dry or cakey. So that's the goal here with the translucent setting powder. I'm gonna try a new bronzer today. It's the Pretty Vulgar Sun-Kissed Snitch bronzer. It looks like a really pretty color. So I'm taking my Sigma F20 large powder brush. It's beautiful. It's very pigmented. One day I won't have baby hairs like this. I'm waiting for that day. Mostly hoping, because I don't know if they'll actually ever go away. For blush, I'm using my ColourPop pressed powder in Why Hello There. Be careful not to let your blush get too close to your redness or acne, because it can kind of bring that out a little bit more when you don't want it to. Then for my highlight, I'm going to do my Pixie Beauty Delicate Dew Gossamer Duo in this pinky shade. And that pretty much completes our skin. I'm gonna hop off camera and just throw on a really fast eye and brow. No lashes or anything crazy like that, because this is really skin focused. And then we'll kind of talk a little bit at the end. Be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. It's definitely like 20 minutes later and not 3 hours later. Whoops. Anyways, guys, so that is kind of how I cover my acne. I know that it's not perfect, but it does, in my opinion, do a really good job of making sure that it isn't visibly noticeable, but it's also not matte and cakey and gross on the face either. Acne sometimes can't be helped. That's just the deal. Like, it's not something to be embarrassed about. It's not something that should make you feel self-conscious, although we all know that sometimes it does. And I've been having to learn, as somebody who didn't have acne for the majority of her life, it sucks. And I would say right now I'm having kind of a mild attack. Sometimes it's a lot worse than this. But you know, any amount to anybody regardless can be really frustrating and can be really stressful, and stress doesn't help the situation either. So I don't want to say how you should or shouldn't feel about your acne, but if you are feeling self-conscious and you are looking for a way to cover it, hopefully this tutorial helps you with that. It helps you find a way that makes you feel confident in your skin again if you're really struggling with that. Again, I know how kind of sucky the whole situation can be, and I know that acne is not ideal, but the moral of the story is not everybody, I guess some people are lucky unicorns, but most people in their life are going to struggle somehow, some way with acne, whether it's really minor or it's really severe. And I'm hoping that this gives you a way, whether you have just a little bit or a lot of acne, to kind of cover that without drawing attention to it on your face. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up or subscribe. I do post videos every Monday and Thursday, most of the time. Sorry if I'm not as consistent as I need to be on that. I'm working on it, but for most part, Monday and Thursday videos are up on this channel. I do a variety of stuff from more colorful avant-garde looks to daily basics. So let me know what you want to see next in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you guys on that. So have an awesome rest of your week or weekend, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys. This is my other cat. I have so many animals, I don't know what to tell you guys. Dog, 2 cats. That's Chester. Izzy's over here. Right here. Chester's over here. Hey buddy. Wanna say hi to the camera? Yeah, just my good boy. This is my favorite child right here, Chester. He's such a snuggle bug, and he's really sweet, and I adore him. So don't tell my other animals that I have favorites. Izzy just jumped off the desk and left, so I think she heard me. Whoops. Anyways, guys, have an awesome rest of your week, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys!